stuff that he think I don't know about, or he think he got one up on me. I don't know. He think he got a move somewhere. I told him I got.
The boxing world has been thrown into chaos following the shocking news that Gervonta "Tank" Davis has been placed in federal custody amid allegations of match fixing related to his controversial bout with Lamont Roach Jr. The situation escalated rapidly, with rumors of a potential investigation surfacing just days ago, only to take a more serious and troubling turn as Davis was taken into remand.
Commission gets this right. It was a bummer not being declared the winner on a technicality that could be righted, that wrong could be righted. Obviously, in different.
It all began with reports revealing that Steve Willis, the referee overseeing the fight, had provided crucial information supporting allegations that the match was manipulated. Fans and analysts had already been raising questions about the controversial majority draw outcome, especially since Lamont Roach Jr. appeared to have done enough to secure a victory. Now, with federal authorities stepping in, it seems those suspicions were far more justified than initially thought.
I think Lamont Roach, I think he landed more punches throughout the fight. I think Tank was used to, figuring it out, having that slow start, figuring it out around the third, fourth round.
From the moment the final bell rang, the fight was shrouded in controversy. Roach had outworked Davis in multiple rounds, and many believed he had clearly done enough to earn the victory. However, the ninth round became the turning point that raised serious questions. In an unexpected move, Davis took a knee during the action, prompting referee Steve Willis to begin a count. But midway through, Willis abruptly changed his mind, waved off the count, and ruled it was not a knockdown. That single decision altered the fight's outcome. Had Willis counted it as a knockdown, Roach would have won the round 10-8, potentially securing him the victory on the scorecards. Instead, the fight ended in a majority draw, leaving Roach stunned and fans outraged.
What's your thoughts when you first heard that?
That they wasn't going to overturn it?
Yeah.
I mean, I expected that. I don't really see them doing that. Tank is too big of an attraction. New York, I felt like for...
Davis's explanation for taking the knee was, to say the least, bizarre. He claimed that his hair had been freshly styled with too much grease, and when he began sweating, it dripped into his eyes, causing a burning sensation that forced him to kneel. Fans widely mocked the excuse, calling it one of the most absurd justifications they'd ever heard from a fighter. Critics were quick to point out that fighters routinely deal with sweat and blood in their eyes during bouts, yet none of them simply kneel in the middle of a fight. Roach was furious after the decision, stating, "If you take a knee, that's a knockdown. That's just the rules. The refs started counting, so why did he stop? They stole this from me." His team immediately filed an official complaint with the New York State Athletic Commission, demanding a full review of the fight and its officiating. But the controversy didn't end there.
He take a knee. You need to lose like 10-8 that round at least, no? And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face. That's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rule.
Adding fuel to the fire was a chilling comment Davis reportedly made to Roach on the night of the fight. Davis allegedly told him, "They ain't going to give it to you." At the time, many assumed Davis was referring to the usual politics of boxing, where the A-side fighter often gets the benefit of the doubt. However, in light of the match-fixing allegations, that statement has taken on an entirely new meaning. Did Davis already know how the fight would end before it even began? Was the result predetermined? These are the questions now at the center of a full-blown federal investigation, casting a dark shadow over the sport.
To me, I thought I won the fight clearly. I thought I won a close fight. I thought I won a very competitive fight.
Okay.
I'm not saying I steamrolled him or whatever.
Federal authorities stepped in after Roach's legal team enlisted high-profile attorneys to push for a thorough investigation into the fight's outcome. They highlighted suspicious betting patterns leading up to the match, noting an unusually large amount of money wagered on a draw, a rare result in boxing. This raised significant red flags, prompting investigators to explore whether insider information had been leaked to bettors who knew the fight would end in a draw. The investigation took a dramatic turn when it was revealed that referee Steve Willis had provided critical information to authorities, further fueling suspicions of foul play.
It would have been a knockdown, one,
So that's why I'm yelling at the referee, like, keep counting, like, you tripping, keep counting. That's enough then. Because if y'all didn't notice, he started to...
While the specifics of Willis's statements remain undisclosed, sources indicate that he admitted to external influences affecting his decisions during the fight. This revelation was enough for federal agents to take action, leading to Davis's arrest. For Davis, who has faced numerous legal issues in the past, this could be the most serious situation of his career. The boxing world was left stunned as the once dominant fighter now finds himself at the center of a federal probe.
He wasn't coming to lay down. I've been knowing Lamont since we was kids, so we came up in amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming.
If the allegations are proven true, Davis could face not only a suspension from boxing but also criminal charges that might result in prison time. Boxing insiders are already speculating about the potential impact on his career. Some believe this could mark the beginning of the end for Davis, while others think his promotional team, led by Al Haymon and premier boxing champions, will go to great lengths to protect him and keep him in the ring. However, even if he avoids legal consequences, the damage to his reputation may be irreversible.
When my back is against the wall or against the ropes, it's like, it's time to show up. So it wasn't really hard for me to focus because all I had to do was...
Social media erupted with reactions to the news, as fighters and boxing personalities weighed in. Devin Haney, one of Davis's biggest rivals, didn't hold back, posting, "Damn, first he fakes injuries to duck fights, now he's fixing fights? Ain't no way y'all still rocking with this dude." Oscar de la Hoya, a longtime critic of Davis, tweeted, "I've been saying it for years, Tank is protected. The truth always comes out." Even Teddy Atlas, the veteran boxing analyst known for his no-nonsense takes, called the situation a disgrace to the sport.
Rooting with him. I saw the negativity and people, critics talking, but I think he's one hell of a fighter, and I think he's still the top.
Despite the backlash, some fans remain loyal. One supporter commented, "I'm still riding with him. I saw all the negativity and critics talking, but I think he's one hell of a fighter. He's still the top dog." However, the fallout is already impacting Davis's career. His name has been removed from several boxing rankings, with Ring magazine officially dropping him from their pound-for-pound list and replacing him with David Benavidez. The backlash is unfolding in real time, and if the investigation uncovers further evidence, the situation could worsen. There's even talk that the New York State Athletic Commission may revisit and potentially overturn the fight's result, declaring Roach the rightful winner. If that happens, Davis could lose not only his standing as one of the sport's top fighters but also his championship belt.
Reverse the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
It just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right, to keep the integrity of the sport. So,
as Davis remains in remand awaiting his next legal hearing, the question on everyone's mind is whether he can fight his way out of this scandal or if this will mark the end of his career. If federal authorities gather enough evidence to charge him with match fixing, he could face not only a lifetime ban from boxing but also significant jail time. Some are already drawing comparisons to past boxing controversies, such as the accusations that Floyd Mayweather influenced judges and referees throughout his career. However, while Mayweather never faced consequences for anything this severe, Davis may not be so fortunate. If the allegations hold, this could go down as one of the biggest scandals in modern boxing history.
He caught me with a good shot, but it was times that I sat in there with him and I'm like, damn, this guy like super slow. Well, not super slow, but he's slow, and I could have took advantage of. I think I was boxing too much in the beginning.
Davis is in far deeper trouble than anyone anticipated, and the boxing community is divided on whether he can recover or if his career is irreparably damaged. Rolando Romero, one of Davis's former opponents, believes Tank can still turn things around in a potential rematch. Speaking to The Ring, Romero said, "Davis has the ability to make adjustments and secure a win in the rematch," adding that Roach's performance was so surprising that even Roach himself might not have expected it. This statement raised eyebrows. Was Romero suggesting Roach got lucky? The boxing world has largely agreed that Roach was the better fighter that night, and his performance was no fluke.
Tank, you lost that fight. I mean, the only reason they gave you the fight was because you would make more money as a champion, but there's no way it's a draw, and they didn't call the knockdown. If they called a knockdown...
Roach outboxed Davis and would have won if not for the questionable officiating. Now, with Davis under federal investigation for match fixing, Romero's comments take on a more significant meaning. By describing Roach's performance as a once-in-a-lifetime effort, Romero seemed to imply that Roach couldn't replicate it. But was that really the case? Roach didn't just land a few lucky shots, he controlled large portions of the fight, made Davis uncomfortable, and exposed weaknesses no one had previously tested. Romero's attempt to downplay Roach's performance might be an effort to protect his own reputation, given that Davis knocked him out in the 6th round of their 2022 fight. If Roach, a fighter not typically seen as elite, could give Davis so much trouble, what does that say about Romero's loss to Davis?
That people want to discredit Tank, he's still a pound-for-pound fighter.
Yeah. What do you think about that fight that happened? You thought it was just an off night, or...?
Everybody has an off night. Everybody has an off night. Shit, I had a off night with Cruz.
Even more controversial was Romero's take on the knee incident. None of the punches hit him, Romero said, referring to Davis's decision to kneel mid-fight. This statement is particularly damning, as Davis had claimed he went down because sweat dripped into his eyes. If Romero, a fellow boxer, openly states that no punches landed, why did Davis take a knee? And why did referee Steve Willis start the count only to abruptly stop it? Romero acknowledged that if the knee had been counted as a knockdown, Davis would have lost, a clear indication of how pivotal that moment was in determining the fight's outcome.
In phone, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, oh, that he should be disqualified. He went back to the corner. I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation for me. Like, there was a lot of people.
What Romero didn't say is just as telling as what he did say. He avoided addressing the federal investigation into Davis for match-fixing allegations. He didn't mention Davis's alleged pre-fight comment to Roach, *, they ain't going to give it to you. *, he also ignored the suspicious betting patterns that saw an unusual amount of money wagered on a draw. Instead, Romero focused on the idea that Davis simply had an off night and would make adjustments in a rematch. But how can Davis even think about a rematch when he's potentially facing criminal charges? That's the real question hanging over this scandal, and one that Romero conveniently sidestepped.
See who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there.
Ryan Garcia, another former opponent of Davis, also weighed in on the rematch discussion. Speaking to ES News, Garcia expressed his belief that Davis would win a second fight, claiming that Tank simply underestimated Roach and expected him to fold. However, this raises a controversial question: why did Davis expect Roach to fold? The most plausible explanation is that Davis knew something the rest of us didn't. If Davis believed the fight's outcome was already in his favor, it would explain why he didn't fight with the same urgency or preparation. This was evident in the ring, where Davis appeared complacent and unprepared for Roach's relentless pressure. Garcia's claim that Davis was caught off guard doesn't fully account for such a lackluster performance, one of the worst of Davis's career.
Did you think it was a draw? No. You thought Lamont won? Who you thought won? Lamont. You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds? I don't know.
Adding to the controversy is the $250,000 bet Davis and Roach made before the fight. Davis wagered that he would knock Roach out, but when the fight ended in a draw, it was unclear whether Davis ever paid up. If he didn't, it raises even more questions. Why would Davis bet such a significant amount on a result that didn't happen, especially if he allegedly had inside knowledge of the fight's outcome? If Davis truly believed he would secure a knockout, why did he fight with so little urgency? Why did he take a knee? None of it adds up unless you consider the possibility that Davis was operating under the assumption that the fight's result was already predetermined. The good news for Roach is that a rematch is already in the works, with both sides expressing interest in running it back, potentially in 2024 or 2025. However, for a rematch to be fair, the corruption surrounding the first fight must be fully exposed. If Davis is found guilty of match fixing, how can anyone trust that the second fight won't be manipulated as well? More importantly, should Davis even be allowed to compete again if he's proven to have influenced the outcome of a professional fight? This scandal isn't just damaging Davis's career, it's tarnishing the sport of boxing as a whole. With issues like bad judging, shady business practices, and fights that take years to materialize, boxing can't afford another blow to its credibility.
We'll never see that fight happening again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pip.
If Gervonta Davis, one of boxing's biggest stars, is found guilty of match fixing, it would be a devastating blow to the sport's reputation. This scandal would overshadow past controversies, such as Floyd Mayweather's hand-picked opponents or Canelo Alvarez's questionable scorecards. This isn't just about questionable decisions, it's about outright corruption. If Davis is guilty, it exposes a systemic problem within boxing that goes far beyond one fighter. Meanwhile, Davis's team is working tirelessly to control the narrative, framing him as a victim unfairly targeted by authorities. But let's be honest, Davis's history of legal troubles, run-ins with the law, and now a federal investigation suggest a troubling pattern. Boxing fans are growing weary of the drama, and Davis is now fighting two battles, one in the courtroom and one in the court of public opinion.
I must say, throw it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like, you can get knocked out like that, so I'd rather...
Right now, Davis is losing on both fronts. Even if he avoids legal consequences and the rematch happens, his reputation is forever tainted. No matter the outcome, there will always be an asterisk next to his name. If he somehow wins the rematch, critics will likely claim it was another fix. On the other hand, Lamont Roach Jr. has emerged from this situation with the public's respect. As the underdog who wasn't supposed to win, Roach exposed one of boxing's biggest stars and proved that Davis is beatable. Regardless of what happens next, Roach's performance that night will be remembered as a defining moment in his career and a stain on Davis's legacy.
Can't wait.
You know it's time.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
You know it's time.
Can't wait.
The rematch is nearly finalized, and this time, the stakes are even higher. Following their controversial first fight, which ended in a majority draw, Roach Jr.'s promoter, Gary Jonas, has confirmed that negotiations are almost complete. While he didn't reveal all the details, Jonas stated that the rematch is very close to being a done deal. In my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, he said. This statement alone has set the boxing world ablaze, with fans eagerly awaiting an official announcement. One thing is clear, the rematch is happening.
Nah, to be honest, I've already made it competitive, for real, to be honest. But for sure, Lamont's a great fighter. He got the skills.
Jonas also highlighted a key factor that could shift the outcome this time, Davis's mindset. You've got Gervonta, who's probably going to be angry, probably woken up, and probably more focused, Jonas noted. This marks a significant change from Davis's mentality before the first fight, where he seemed disengaged, talked about retirement, and barely promoted the bout. Now, with his undefeated record technically intact but his aura of invincibility shattered, Davis has no choice but to come in fully prepared. Anything less, and Roach Jr. could do what he nearly accomplished the first time, walk away with the WBA lightweight title.
Really saw the mental breakdown of Tank. Like, again, if you got that elite level why, you know what you saw. He was intimidated by Roach, and it was like baffling to see. Why was he moving? Because to me, he was intimidated by Roach. To me,
of course, no Gervonta Davis fight would be complete without controversy. The first bout between these two wasn't just close, it was marred by questionable decisions, none more glaring than the 9th round incident. That's when Davis inexplicably took a knee, prompting referee Steve Willis to start a count as if it were a knockdown. However, after Davis protested, Willis stopped the count midway and allowed the fight to continue. Had Willis completed the count, Roach Jr. would have won by unanimous decision and claimed the title. Instead, the fight ended in a draw, leaving Roach Jr. and his team furious.
The thing about Tank, you can't count on Tank to get tired because his conditioning is out of this fucking world. He can fight 20, 30 rounds if he wants to. 12 rounds ain't shit. Tank can go. So, yeah, Lamont, he didn't do enough.
Roach's team immediately filed an appeal with the New York State Athletic Commission, arguing that the knee should have been ruled a knockdown. While the commission acknowledged that Willis had made a mistake, they refused to overturn the decision. This only deepened the frustration, confirming suspicions that the system favors fighters like Davis. Roach Jr. took to social media to address the situation, writing, "Look, man, I'm going to tell y'all straight up, I ain't suing nobody. STFU. My team submitted an appeal on my behalf. What does it look like not having a team that doesn't pull that trigger on something they know was wrong? Asterisk." That post says everything about Roach Jr.'s mindset heading into the rematch. He believes he was robbed and is now more motivated than ever. The first time around, he was seen as just another name on Davis's resume, a fighter who wasn't supposed to stand a chance. But now, he's the man who exposed Gervonta Davis, and this time, he's coming to finish the job. What do you think? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.